Hey, it's Brian Sims here with the show between the show. Today's show, we're going to talk about the 5 ways to get through a breakup. Now, I recently went through a breakup. It was a little over a month ago. I was engaged for a couple of years. And the first thing I did when I went through the breakup was I made a list of some of the ways that I could better myself. Now, during the relationship, I did gain a lot of weight. You know, it's easy when you get into a relationship to kind of get lazy, especially when it comes to diet and fitness. So I did. That's the first thing I did was I got on a diet plan, got on a fitness plan, started to work out as much as I possibly could. In the first month, I lost about 13 pounds. And even now, you know, I find being single, it's a little bit easier to take care of your body and yourself just because, you know, you're feeding for one and that sort of thing. You know, the other thing is exercise is a great way to deal with the depression. I know a lot of people want to get out there and do drugs and alcohol and just sort of drown their sorrows when they go through a breakup. But really, that's not very good for you. And you still have to go through the pain when you're sober anyway. So running or working out hard, not only does it make you feel better about yourself, but it also releases a lot of endorphins and sort of helps when you are depressed. See, the thing you got to keep in mind when you're going through a breakup is your brain does have to rewire itself. I mean, you spent so much time with this person over the years. You're used to getting validation from them. You're used to talking to them and seeing how they're doing. And when that's all cut off, you really do have to work on your brain in order to, understand that it's rewiring itself and that it's going to be stressful at times. Number 2, get out with friends. Pick up a new hobby too. You know, one of the things that I did was been to a shooting range. I had a buddy that I got up with and we rode bikes, something I haven't done in a long time. Played some golf. You know, hooked up with some friends there. Gone to a lot of networking event and just tried to meet new people and new guy friends and that sort of thing. Gone out to a couple of country shows and just really sort of kept myself busy that way. Another thing I did is throw myself into my job, into my work, you know, find ways that I could better improve what it is that I do on the show, on the Brian Sims Morning Show, or with the radio station overall. Number 3, reflect on the relationship. What did you do wrong? It's easy to blame the other person and be like, you know, I can't believe they did this or they did that. You know, especially if you have like cheating in the relationship, you know, you'll be like, oh, well, it's their fault they cheated. But sometimes cheating not necessarily could be, or cheating necessarily could be something that was your fault, something that maybe you weren't giving them and that's why they sought love or whatever from another partner. Now, in my relationship, we didn't have any cheating. Really, we didn't have anything that was angry like that. It was just a matter of, goals and what we wanted to see for our lives in the future. What was actually kind of nice about our breakup is we actually together talked about some of the things that we didn't like about each other. And one of the things that she told me that I reflected on was she said, Brian, you seem to start projects and not finish them. And I thought a lot about that, and she was right. And so that was something that I put on my goal list to make sure that when I do start a project, I end up finishing them as well. Number 4, if there's a lot of anger in the relationship, my advice is to just cut it off. Don't answer the text messages. Don't take the phone calls. All you're going to be doing is getting yourself back to an angry spot and an angry place. And that's no fun. It's no fun to live there. So if it is angry, just cut it off. Like I said, don't talk to them at all. If they're blowing up your phone, I mean, I wouldn't even read the text messages at that point. Also, you know, you got to understand that when you go through a breakup, no matter what, you know, the dynamic has changed, okay? And it's very, very difficult to get that old dynamic back after you go through a breakup. Now, I've seen people get back together, and I'm not saying that's impossible. However, especially if there's a lot of anger in the relationship, it's going to be very difficult. So your best bet, instead of being pissed off at them and you screaming at them or whatnot, is just to cut it off and to let your brain go through that rewiring process. Number 5, try to work on your neediness. You know, I know for me, you know, I loved getting the text messages throughout the day. I loved getting the I love yous and the notes left and all that. And again, going through that process of rewiring your brain, you know, sometimes you get used, almost addicted to that validation. You know, sometimes I'll find myself like wanting to see my phone to make sure, oh, do I have a text message? Did she text message me? Or, you know, or whatever it is. And then when they're not there, you know, sometimes you can be all angry again and upset. So that is something to be, you know, just notice that about yourself. If you are someone that like you just really want that text validation or just want somebody to give you validation, you know, because being single, you don't get that every day, not like you used to when you're in a relationship. So, you know, that's another thing you can enjoy or look at. And as well as enjoy being single, you know, enjoy going out, enjoy meeting new people. You know, one of the things I like to do is go to concerts and shows. And when I go, I just talk to everybody. previous blog talking about talking to strangers, and it's just fun to have experiences with new people. So there you have it, the 5 ways to get through a breakup. If you have any questions for me, you can send me an email. It's BeingBrianSims, B-E-I-N-G, Brian, and then Sims with 1 M at gmail.com. Of course, check out my website, BeingBrianSims.com. That has all my social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and a million ways to reconnect. Plus, check out my other audio. I got What's Trending Online, my daily report about what's going on in the trending world. Plus, I got Brian's blog, which is more of a comedy thing, so you can check that out on my website as well.